Hey, welcome back to Hill and Valley, and welcome back to another video in our Building a Production Studio series. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about one of our last spaces in our studio that we haven't showed you yet, which is our loft. And it's kind of like our head of operations up here. A lot of our post-production and pre-production gets done up here. You can see starting off, we have a little couch here, which is our meeting area, where we host a lot of our Monday morning meetings and our pre-production meetings. We have a TV set up so that we can hook up our laptops or stream to the TV and discuss pre-production or even just general client management projects. Over here, you'll see we have our editing stations. Our first and main editing station is where Rick typically works, and that is our Mac Studio. So I'm going to pass it off to Rick, and he's going to talk a little bit more about that setup.
Hey, it's Rick, and today I'm going to be talking about one of our main editing setups up here in our loft space. So at this desk, we have a Mac Studio along with our 49-inch ultra-wide monitor. And although it seems like overkill to have a monitor this size, it's actually very helpful for editing. What I usually do is if I'm not using this monitor that's to the left of it, over here I used to put client notes that when they would send us notes on Vimeo or just on Google Docs, I would put them on this side of the screen, and on the other half I'd be able to edit, and all on one screen I'd be able to have everything laid out so I could reference that and go back and forth between that and editing. We recently added another monitor to the side of this larger monitor, and that's because we've been doing a lot of social media content lately, and for vertical video we wanted to make sure that everything was framed and cropped correctly for social media. All of our computers here work off of this NAS drive here, and the Mac Studio is actually connected by Thunderbolt to make editing a lot faster. Our NAS drive holds all the media from every client that we've done work for. All of our computers up here are connected to a UPS, so in case the power ever goes out, we are able to safely turn our computers off. We also keep a backup of all of our media on external hard drives that we keep in a separate cabinet for safety. That does it for our main editing setup, and now Brian's going to talk about his setup.
Hey, it's Brian, and I'm here on our secondary setup, which is the Mac Mini and our 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. This is where I'm usually editing YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now, or social content like Instagram and TikTok, or whatever other client stuff we need. This Mac Mini is also hooked up to our NAS drive for fast connection with editing all the footage we have. If you have any other questions about any of the specs we have for the Mac Mini or the Mac Studio, we'll have that in the comments below. And also on this desk is a flatbed scanner for scanning film and prints. And now I'm going to pass it back to Adam, and he's going to show you the rest of the loft.
All right, so you heard from Rick and Brian about their computer setups, and we also have another station up here to work on, which is kind of just a extra desk that sometimes I'll work at, sometimes Joel will work at. It's really meant for anybody to be able to plug in their laptop and work on pre-production, or sometimes I'll do accounting and invoicing and stuff like that up here. But it's nice to have an extra space where we can kind of rotate in and out and work on whatever we need to get done up here. And that way we're also still up in the loft and we can communicate with our team members. And back here we also have our whiteboard, which is one of our main sources of organization. I know it sounds a little antiquated, but we do like having a physical whiteboard to track the progress of our projects. For us, we're all in office, so it's easy for us to look at a whiteboard and have something physical that keeps us accountable. We also use ClickUp, which is an online project management software. So we'll use them in conjunction with one another. Rick manages the ClickUp. We'll all go over the board on Monday mornings and make sure that all of our projects are being accounted for and everything's moving forward as needed. And back here, we also have more room for storage. So you can see behind me, we have 2 cube organizers as well as some cabinets where we'll keep miscellaneous items. The cube organizers are still kind of undetermined. We used to keep a lot of boxes and stuff up here, but ever since we moved all that down to the basement, it's given us a lot of room to keep more important things up here. And then our metal cabinet is what we call our media cabinet. We keep all of our extra hard drives and photographs and negatives, anything of that sort. So that does it for this back portion of the loft. We're going to now hand it off to Tot, and she's going to talk a little bit about her setup.
Hey guys, it's Tot, and this is my corner of the loft. When I'm not shooting for Hill and Valley, I'm at my computer mostly doing client relations, as well as sending contracts and invoices, and mostly retouching and photo editing. I also do some design services like website building and logo design. Lately, I've been trying to focus mostly on photo editing. A lot of the time, photo editing can be very intense and take a very long time, especially when it's a big retouching job. And so this is my new desk. I wanted to upgrade, and thank you to Uplift for sending us this awesome awesome standing desk so that now that when I'm doing my work, I can be super comfortable and not have to be hunched over, and I can switch between sitting and standing. But I'm going to show you guys a little desk tour of everything I use to get my job done. So one of the reasons why I picked this corner of the loft is because we don't have any windows that directly hit my screen or go into my eyes. So when I'm retouching or editing, there's not a lot of outdoor light affecting my workflow. Because I chose this spot, I was a little bit restricted with the size of desk that I could have. So I did get the Uplift Desk that is 24 inches deep and 48 inches wide. It fits perfectly in my little spot, and I can program it to have 4 different settings of how tall I want it. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about everything I need to get my job done at my desk. Starting off, obviously I need my computer to do all of my work. I do have a MacBook Pro, and I will put all the specs on the screen for you. And holding up my laptop is just this laptop stand that I just stole from Adam one day and said it was mine. Over here is my monitor. This is an LG monitor that I actually got off Facebook Marketplace, pretty much brand new. I spent about $200 on it, and it retails for about $4. So it was a pretty good deal, and you can do vertical and horizontal orientation with it. And it also moves back and forth, and I have it mounted to my desk. Over here is my RAID. This is a 36 terabyte SanDisk RAID. This is offline, and I store all of my photos on here as my backup. And then I use these little Samsung T7 Shield SSDs to work off of. I find that these are super fast, portable, and don't really get broken because they're SSDs. I switched over from spinning disk hard drives about 2 years ago, and it was a great decision. The only other things that I really keep on my desk are my phone. I did get this new phone stand from Uplift Desk as well, and I found it really awesome. I like to listen to audiobooks while I'm working, which I have my little AirPods here for, and so that's been really nice to kind of keep it off my desk, and kind of is an easier way to not be distracted by my phone, and easy to be hands-free if I'm on calls. A couple of the last little things I have on my desk are my lamp here. I do like to have a little bit of light behind my laptop just to ease my eye strain. My lamp does have 2 USB ports, so I can plug in my phone charger if I want and plug my phone in, or any other miscellaneous things I need to charge. When I upgraded desks, Uplift Desk did also send this pop-up power plug, and it does have 3 USB ports on top, as well as a couple outlets around the side, which is awesome because sometimes I'm charging batteries at my desk or plugging in miscellaneous accessories for who knows what. I always keep my planner on my desk to stay organized, and then I just have Magic Mouse and Magic Keyboard from Apple, though I'm looking to upgrade those as well. They also sent me this awesome standing mat, which helps my plantar fasciitis so much as someone approaching 30. It's been really comfy to stand on for long periods of time, and when I'm tired of standing, I can always just move my standing mat, convert to sitting mode. And Uplift Desk also sent me this awesome stool, which is like a motion stool, and it is really easy to swivel back and forth for things, and it also tilts. If I want to use it standing or sitting, I can. It's very comfortable. I also have a Wacom tablet that I use for retouching that I take out when I need it, but I don't like to have it taking up room on my desk. One last thing I want to talk about is cable management, which any tech person probably can relate to. It's really hard to always manage so many cables, but Uplift Desk also sent us a ton of different options for how to keep all of our cables organized. So as you can see, like, none of my cables are hanging down. They sent us a bunch of different options, and we were able to kind of troubleshoot which one was the best option for us. So that's about everything I use on a daily basis to do all my work for Hill and Valley up here in the loft. I just want to say another huge thank you to Uplift Desk. I actually did request the t-shirt. Thank you so much for sending me this desk. It's been amazing to work with it just this past week and get really comfortable with all the different features and functionalities. Highly recommend, if you're in the market for a standing desk, that this one has been amazing so far. Super easy to assemble. Great for the ergonomic uses of standing and sitting, and the standing mat and stool have also been awesome as well.
So you just heard from Tot about her desk setup, and thank you again to Uplift for sending us that wonderful desk. It's definitely improved her workflow, I know, a whole lot. The last section of our loft here is these 2 IKEA cabinets that might not seem like a big deal, but they're very important to us to keep our business organized. We keep things like stationery, power supplies, envelopes, paper, and we also have our printer and label maker up here, which are very crucial parts of our business to us. We like to have everything labeled so we know where things go. In a team effort, we can kind of keep things all in one place so everybody knows where things are. And then our printer we use to print out contracts or pre-production materials, anything of that sort. So it's just great to have a printer still that we can make physical copies of things and not have to have everything digitally, because sometimes you don't have Wi-Fi or your internet doesn't work. And we want to make sure that when we're out on a shoot, we don't have to worry about those sorts of things. We can just worry about the shoot itself. We also have a space for timekeeping, for hours and stuff like that. And then again, these drawers just hold miscellaneous items like extra cables, and we try to keep them all organized as well so that you can know that when you open a drawer, you know what you're gonna find. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of our Building a Production Studio series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more like it, we'll definitely have a couple more episodes left to show you around our studio. But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.